Hi everyone, my name is John and welcome to Power Yoga. This is a 60-minute power Vinyasa yoga practice, which means we're going to be moving together with breath. Now I've called this class Be Super. Yes, we're going to become superheroes today. Alrighty, now I named this class because I was inspired not only by some of my favorite superhero movies and characters, but one posture that we're going to be doing kind of resembles a pose that a superhero might do. Also, we're going to be doing some postures that are going to involve a lot of balancing too. So it takes a lot of strength. So we're going to be super today. Alrighty, so our prompts that we're going to be needing are a couple of blocks. Now I've got two, but if you have 3 or 4, that actually would be great. Maybe a couple of blocks like this, even a box that you can have out in front of you, or some stacked books, okay? Just something that's going to help you with balancing, because you're going to be balancing on one foot at a time, okay? I think that's it. Besides your yoga mat, maybe a towel, you might wipe some sweat away, and some bottled water, we're ready to go. So let's begin in mountain pose. So I invite you to stand near the top of your mat with your feet about hip distance apart and your toes pointing forward. A very strong stance, mountain pose. It's a nice way to establish connection, balance, stability. It's also a nice way to align the lower half of the body here. So feel free to begin here, but if it feels a little uncomfortable in your joints, particularly your knees or even your hips or ankles, feel free to actually take the feet out a little wider, even turn the feet out like this, just out at an angle, which might feel a little bit more natural to you. Just be sure you're standing tall, balanced on 2 feet, an even distribution of weight on both feet. Now, let's take a few deep breaths, breathing in deeply and freely through your nose, and exhale completely through your nose or out through your mouth. Do that a couple of times. Nice full breath in, and a complete exhale. It's a nice way to establish a reconnection with your breath. Knowing that breath is the foundation of our practice will help us move and flow and fly like superheroes. Good. Making this connection as you settle in, finding stillness within your body and mind. Deep concentration. Focus. You're welcome to do this with your eyes opened, and if they are open, maybe you're just taking a soft gaze forward or even downward at the ground, not really looking at anything, just a soft gaze, soft eyes. You can also close your eyes and really continue this deep journey inward. As you inhale, just feel the lifting and lengthening of your spine and feel the breath rising upward to fill up your lungs. Very expansive up top, and as you exhale, draw your navel inward towards your spine. Nice connection with your center body. This is called the Abdominal Lock. We're engaging our abdominal muscles here, which is really going to help with our practice today, since there is a lot of balancing. Again, a nice inhale, lengthening through the spine. Fill up your lungs. Exhale, draw belly in, that light contraction of your abdominal muscles, connecting to your center body. And just continue like that for a few more breaths. Very nice. Go ahead and take 3 more breaths as we now prepare our bodies to move. When you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. Just take your time as you reach all the way up, a nice stretch feeling here. And exhale, we're going to fold forward, a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to as you make your way down, perhaps touching your toes. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or knees to extend your spine so you're long and flat like a table right here. And exhale, fold again, making your way back down towards your toes. We'll hold our forward fold for a few moments. And if you're able, a complete release of your head, neck, and shoulders, a little shift of weight towards your toes. Even feel like you're just going to launch yourself forward. Then grip your mat with your toes so you don't topple over.
This way you'll feel some lengthening and stretch quality in the backs of your legs, down your hamstrings, your lower glutes. And with the curvature of the spine, feel that nice lengthening and stretch through your back body. Loosen up your neck by nodding yes, shake your head no, even a little circle of the shoulders, just shaking out any tension or tightness in those areas. Then go ahead and shift your weight back into your heels, bend your knees, feel like you're going to sit down. As you lift your upper body a little bit, extend your arms out to the side and continue standing up nice and tall, reaching up into the air, extended mountain pose, and exhale, bring your arms down to your side right here. Just hold here for a moment, taking a breath, reconnecting. Let's go through that same sequence, or half salute to the sun, one more time, just making it flow. Together, inhale, let's reach out and up. Exhale, leading with your heart, fold forward, soft knees, making your way downward. And inhale, slide your hands up to your shins, your knees, extending your spine, creating the tabletop. Exhale, fold, like you're melting all the way back down, complete release. Then your weight shift into your heels, bend your knees, lift upper body, extend your arms outward. Inhale as you stand up tall, reaching into the air once again. Exhale, arms return to your side, mountain pose. Take a few more breaths, keeping this connection. Very nice. We're going to continue with our full Sun Salutation. We're just going to be adding on to our poses, our sequences. Here we go. Inhale, reach into the air, lengthening through the sides of your body. Exhale again, fold forward, bending your knees as much as you need to. Inhales, rise up halfway, or just feel the extended spine. Exhale, fold and bend. Take your time until you're low enough to place your hands on your mat. And then walk both feet back to the back end of your mat until you're in plank pose, a high push-up position. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees a little, send your hips into the sky. Downward facing dog. Perhaps adjust your feet a little bit, maybe even your hands, to help you settle into the pose. This inverted V shape in the body. Make sure your hands are pressing firmly into the ground. Strong hands, strong arms. That energy should just shift right up to your shoulders, back, and chest. Meanwhile, you can pedal your feet if you'd like, pressing one heel down, then the other. Pressing a heel down should create a lengthening or stretch quality in your calves. When you lift the heels, you might feel a stretch in your toes. Come back to stillness, take a breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, engage your core center. Walk, step, or even hop both feet up to the top of the mat to forward fold. Inhale to extend spine. Exhale, fold again. Weight shift into your heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come up to standing, reach high. On this exhale, take chair pose right away, moving into our series B of our Sun Salutation. Once in your seat, inhale for extension through the spine and arms. Exhale, dive out of your seat towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, hands to the mat, walk, step, or even hop both feet back, plank pose. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, bend elbows, squeeze them in towards your ribs as you lower yourself down in a straight line, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, push into the floor to straighten your arms. Lifting up through the chest, you'll create a back bend. Upward facing dog. On your exhale, tuck your toes under, lifting knees, then hips into the air. Downward facing dog. Settle into your pose, and we'll continue. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you, reaching long, big stretch. Exhale, let's step the right foot to the top of the mat, landing lightly. Turn left heel to the floor behind you, shifting weight into that back foot so there's balance here. Then extend your torso long out over your right thigh. We're going to inhale, rise up, reaching into the air, warrior one. Exhale, hinge and fold, bring your hands back down to the mat. Let's step back into plank pose. Finish the push-up, elbow squeeze in towards ribs for good stability. Lowering down in straight line. Inhale, here's our upward facing dog. This could also be cobra pose if you'd like. Exhale, moving into downward facing dog. Settle into the posture, quick adjustment of hands and feet. Then inhale to extend the left leg up into the air. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel plants into the floor behind you. Make sure the whole foot, both feet, are strongly connected to the earth. Extending your torso long out over your front thigh. Inhale, hinge from hips, rising up as you reach into the air, warrior one. Exhale, fold, hinging, coming back down. Plant the hands, let's slide the left foot back to meet the other. Complete your series. Come on down. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Brief pause here. Okay, we're going to continue our next segment on the floor. So you're going to kneel down and take a seat, or hop forward, cross your legs and take a seat. Make sure you're sitting in the center of your mat and go ahead and roll down onto your back. Once you're down, you're going to lie down with knees bent, with feet on the ground. Let's pause for a moment just to reconnect to our breathing. Some deep breaths here. And let's prepare to move. Inhale to fill up your lungs. Exhale, engage your belly. And then lifting hips up into the air. Now you can stay just like this. Just lift the hips and stay here. But if you need to, you can always adjust your feet for better stability and maybe even a little bit more space in your hips and low back. I know that works for me by taking my feet a little wider. And then with the arms, you might turn your palms up, which creates an outer rotation or spiral of the shoulder, which may allow you to get your shoulders a bit underneath you, which is kind of ideal for this pose, because you might feel more expansive and opening through the chest. And then you can even bend the elbows at 90 degrees where your fingertips are reaching for the ceiling. Triceps and elbows are still pressing down into the floor to create stability and support for the posture, maybe even allowing your chest and upper body to lift a little higher. So this is our back bend. Bridge pose. Let's take 2 more breaths here. We have a lot to do, so we're going to be moving kind of quickly through our poses today. Let's wiggle the feet forward a little bit. Extend the arms straight up into the air. That should create space in the back body so you can roll your way back down to the ground. Soft landing, then inhale, draw knees to chest. Start creating a rocking sensation forward and back. And with a good exhale, let's rock our way up to seated so we can come to boat pose. Now, I like to start with knees bent, feet flexed, holding on to the legs just to establish the connection to the pose. Holding onto the legs allows me to lift and really extend the spine. I'm an angled upper body to lift chin so the neck is in the same alignment as the spine. Then you can certainly remain like this. You can also free up your hands, reaching forward, or you can even start to extend your legs. You might even point your toes. A couple more breaths here, wherever you happen to be in your boat position. You're going to set your heels down. You might even scoot back a little bit to help straighten the legs. Let's flex the feet with straight legs on the floor. Hands on the mat by your hips. You're going to push into the floor to help extend the spine. Even roll the shoulders back a little squeeze of the shoulder blades together. Nice long neck, looking directly forward. This is staff pose. Okay, just getting ready for a forward fold. And we'll inhale, let's shoot the arms straight up into the air. Exhale, start to hinge a little bit, not too far, and then just lower your hands to your legs right here. Just let them land wherever they land. We'll inhale and keep extending through the spine at whatever angle you're in at the moment. Exhale, draw belly in, and start to maybe just step down the legs with the hands hinging forward. So we're moving towards a forward fold, keeping the legs relatively straight. You can always put a bend in your knees if you need to or want to. We were just initiating a little bit more of a stretch in the hamstrings. Some of our work today, yes, is involving balance, which will also need some good length and strength in the hamstrings. It's okay to round your spine here, even lower your chin. Again, it's okay to bend your knees to go a little deeper into the posture. Let's take a few more breaths, concentrating on the breathing, moving through your body, perhaps into the spaces that can really benefit from a stretch. Let's go ahead and take 3 more breaths in our seated forward fold. After the 3rd breath, just release the feet or your legs, reaching forward. We'll inhale, rise up, reach up into the air, creating a capital L shape.
And exhale, bring your hands back down to your hips, returning to staff pose. And you might step the hands back behind you, lean back, bend your knees, heels still on the ground, flexed feet, and maybe just a gentle return to boat, really to transition. We're going to inhale here. Exhale, cross legs if you can. Get the hands out in front onto the mat. Step back, plank pose, hold. And let's take a shortcut to down dog. Just bend the knees, lift the hips into the air, adjust your feet and your hands. Hold briefly here in down dog. We're going to continue with a lunge sequence. Inhale, extend right leg up. Let's open this up. Bend your knee, bring your heel down towards backside, lifting the knee a little bit here, creating a hip opener. Breathe in again. Exhale, unwind and step right foot to the top of the mat, landing near right hand. Left heel turns to the floor, strong footing. Long torso. Inhale, rise up. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, opening to warrior two right here. I like to take my feet out a little wider, lunging a little deeper into the warrior two, really getting into the strength of the legs here. This is a pretty powerful pose, kind of something that a superhero might do. And then a side angle pose, reaching forward to angle the upper half of the body, rotate the arms. Right hand comes down, left hand reaches up into the air initially. Just a couple breaths here. We're going to do a couple other things, or actually one other thing while we're here. All right, stay in this position, but bring your left hand down behind you, maybe just to your low back. But if you're able, maybe this left hand can reach around and touch the right thigh or hip. Or if that's too much for the shoulder, just place this hand on left hip. Low back if you can. Maybe a little circle of the left shoulder back, and keep it back just to really open up through the chest. Very nice. Let's inhale and re-extend left hand up into the air. Exhale, turn, bring both hands to the floor, step back, plank pose, find alignment and balance here. And then a shortcut to downward facing dog. Let's get set up for the other side. When you're ready, inhale, extend left leg up into the air, bend the knee, heel down towards backside, lifting the knee for the hip opener. Take another breath in. Exhale and unwind it, step through. Left foot to the top of the mat, right heel plants into the floor, find that butt balance. Long torso, then an inhale, rising up. Reaching to the air, warrior one. And your exhale into warrior two. Staying here, or maybe taking the feet out a little wider if that feels okay for you. Nice lunge, getting into the inner thighs. Strong legs. You want to have very active legs here to maintain the stability of your pose. Also good energy through the outstretched arms. Side angle, reaching forward. Rotate the arms. Left hand reaching down, right hand up. Now you can reach down lower and actually touch the ground if you'd like, or some stacked blocks or books. I like to keep my pose a little bit higher up. Here, take right hand down behind you, perhaps to low back. Maybe you can reach around and touch left thigh or hip. And again, if that's a little bit too far, right hand to right hip right here. Low back is fine. Roll the right shoulder back to help open up through chest. And we'll take a few more breaths. And then inhale, extending right hand up into the air. Exhale, turn. Let's bring both hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Hold for a moment. And then gently set both knees down onto the ground. Let's take just 2 breaths, cat and cow. Starting with cow, that's the inhale, which creates the back bend right here. Exhale, round it out into cat. One more time. Inhale, look up or forward. There's the back bend, cow. Exhale, round it out, cat. And then just come to a neutral position, tabletop. Tapping the right foot, just to signal that you're going to swing that right foot off to the right side. Then extend left leg back behind you. Knee lifts, leg is straight, toes are on the ground. We're just going to open up towards the left side of the room. Left hand reaching for the ceiling right here for a side plank pose variation. Now we're going to add on to this. First, extend left hand overhead, maybe with the palm facing downward, which may feel, to me at least, it's a more natural rotation for the shoulder. Reaching. And maybe a little shift forward, so there's going to be a little bit more pressure in this right hand that's on the ground. So you can flex the left foot and lift it into the air. So you're something like this.
And we're going to take this extension, and the intention of the extension is to lengthen through the spine. We're going to create a back bend here. We're going to bend the left knee, bring the heel back behind you, and then bring the left hand behind you. Maybe you can touch the heel or grab the foot, but if you can't do either of those, just reach for the air behind you. Just kind of an opening up sensation. It also creates a bit of a back bend feel. Good. We're going to re-extend the limbs. Turn, bring left hand and left knee back down to the floor. Bring the right foot back in. I just call it a kickstand. Let's do 2 more breaths, cat-cow. Inhale to arch the back bend, cow. Exhale, round it out. Pull belly button up towards spine, cat. One more time. And then finish. Neutral tabletop position. Tapping left foot to swing left foot off to the side, creating the kickstand. Let's extend right leg back, straightening the leg, lifting the knee, toes stay on the ground. And let's open up to the right side of the room with the right hand reaching into the air initially. Stay here for a moment. This takes a lot of balance and strength here. Let's reach right hand overhead, palm facing down, fingertips reaching forward in the room. A little shift of weight into the left hand so you can flex the right foot and allow it to float up into the air. Extending and lengthening through spine. Then we're going to bend the right knee, bring the heel back behind you, reach back with the right hand, maybe just touching the heel. If you can, grab hold of the foot, or if you can't reach at all, just reach for the air. I'm going to grab hold of the foot, and kind of create this little arched feeling, sending my pelvis and belly forward. And I'm tipping my head back just a little bit. Imagine you were standing and just tipping your head up to look at the sky. So that's the kind of movement you're making with the head. And then go ahead and realign or re-extend the limbs here. Turn, bring right hand and right knee down to the floor. Bring your kickstand back in. 2 more breaths, cat-cow. This just creates some good undulation through the spine, keeping it nice and limber and strong. All right, back to down dog. Just step the hands forward a little bit. Tuck toes, lift knees and hips, re-extended spine. Let's just go through a quick flow. Inhale, extend right leg up. Bend and twist open. Unwind, step through. Right foot to the top of the mat, left heel plants. Back, find balance, long spine. Inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, opening warrior 2. Here, actually, we're going to reverse the warrior. Take the right hand up into the air. Reach high. Left hand can come to hip, pushing, feeling like you're trying to slide the pelvis downward and actively pushing inward. For me, this really stabilizes the pelvis, especially if you want to tip backward a little bit more. And then here, bring the right hand down behind your head. I think this is a very cool superhero type pose. And as you're, just get the hand on the back of the head, touching the neck, maybe the shoulder, point upward with this right elbow. All right, now here comes that superhero pose. Now we're going to re-extend the arms, big windmill action, okay, with the arms, where the left hand comes down to the mat here in front. Rise up on your tiptoes behind you, and the right hand reaches back like this. And it just reminds me of a superhero that maybe just flew from the sky and landed, and this was their powerful landing pose. We're going to find some balance with this, so shift weight back a little bit. Squeeze inner thighs towards each other to engage strong legs. Reach forward with the left hand. So we're reaching these opposite directions. Float this right arm forward so both hands are reaching forward. Then hinge from hips. Rise up into a high lunge. Right here. Inhale. Exhale, fold again. Bring hands to the floor. And just step back into down dog. Both feet on the floor, hips in the air. So there's some superhero moves. Let's inhale to extend left leg straight up. Bend and twist open. Exhale to unwind, step through. Left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel plants into the ground. Warrior 1, rising up. Exhale, opening to warrior 2. Reversing the warrior by flipping the left hand up and then reaching up into the air. Now this right hand can just stay relaxed on your leg, but for me, I need to, this is a need for me,
Placing hand on hip, actively push pelvis down and inward, which stabilizes the pelvis, which helps me to lean back a little bit more. Now you may not need to do this. This is just for me. You can try it out to see if that provides a little bit more stabilization in the pelvis as you're kind of tipping sideways. It reminds me of a back bend. Now bring that left hand down behind your head. Our superhero stance here, elbow pointing up towards ceiling. You might feel lengthening through the left side of your body, down through the tricep. You might even lunge a little deeper here. Let's get ready for our superhero landing. Re-extend the arms. Big windmill or cartwheel. Right hand comes to the floor in front. Rise up on tiptoes behind you while this left hand is reaching back. A very powerful pose, I believe. Now the weight is slightly forward, so you might need to shift the weight back a little bit. Squeeze to inner thighs to engage legs so you can actually pick up the right hand and reach forward. Reach in these opposite directions. Sweep the left hand forward. And then hinge from hips, rising up, you'll be in high lunge. That right heel is lifted. High lunge. Here we go. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Bring both hands down to the floor. Let's step back into plank pose. Hold for a moment. Take another shortcut to downward facing dog. All right. Jump, step, or walk. Both feet up to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet. Inhale to extend spine. Exhale, fold. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come up nice and tall, reaching into the air. Exhale, arms down by your side. All right, we've already been tapping into our superhero powers. Now we need to do some more balancing. We'll do some standing balancing postures here. Starting mountain pose. You want to be sure you're able to stand and balance on your own 2 feet. Let's go to tree pose first. You're going to start with a softness in the knees. Be careful of locking the knees here. Just a little softness is a little bit more protective and safer on the legs. Start shifting weight into your right foot. Root down strongly into the floor with this right foot, activating this right leg. Inhale, nice long torso, lengthen spine, fill up the lungs. Exhale, engage here in your center, peeling left foot up off the floor, lifting, maybe thigh comes to parallel, and then swing the knee out to the side, placing the foot on the inside of your standing leg. Preparing for tree pose. Very much like a superhero, maybe reach out and upward, maybe at a nice V shape, a victorious shape with the arm. Very powerful here. This is going to be one of our poses as we go through the sequence as well. Try this. Bring the palms together at the top. Bring hands to heart center. Then swing this left knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. Plant the foot into the ground, and then we'll drop the hands, open palms in front. Very nice little flow there with the body. Okay, other side. Start shifting weight into the left foot. Root strongly into the ground. Inhale, nice long spine. Fill up the lungs. Exhale, engage belly. We're preparing our center, really. So ready for balance. We can peel right foot up off the floor. Flexed foot for action and stabilization of the leg. Thighs parallel to the ground here. Let's swing the knee out to the side. And then placing foot on the inside of the standing leg. You can certainly bring it up higher above the knee. I tend to default at my calf. Big superhero move. Let's inhale, reach out and up. Maybe at a V shape. Energy moving, shooting through the fingertips perhaps. Nice and tall, very active, very proud. Very nice. Go ahead and bring the palms together at the top over your head. And then bring the hands down to heart center. We'll swing that right knee forward, lifting knee with a flexed foot. We'll plant the foot into the ground. And then we'll just drop the hands. Okay, open the palms forward, returning to mountain pose. Excellent. All right, let's go through another quick flow. Just want to keep things moving, very well activated. We will be coming back to some more balancing. Here we go. Inhale, sweep the arms up into the air. Exhale, chair pose again. Inhale right here in the seat. Exhale, dive out of the seat, forward fold. Nice stretch for the hamstrings. Inhale, lengthening halfway up. Exhale, fold and bend, hands to the floor. Walk or step back. Plank pose, come down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's keep it moving. Inhale, extend right leg up. Bend and twist open.
Unwind, step through, warrior one. Left heel plants into the floor behind you, extend the spine, then inhale, hinge your way up, warrior one. Exhale, opening warrior two. Let's reverse the warrior again. Reaching up, drop that left hand down behind head, point up with the elbow, extend the arms, superhero landing, windmill, right hand to the floor, rise up on the tiptoes behind you, left hand reaching back. We're going to add something here, something a little different. Gently bring right knee to the floor. Shift forward so you kind of get this lunge action. Lunging forward enough so you can actually lift that back foot, bending the knee, lifting the back foot, and maybe you can grab hold of the foot or just touch the heel. If you can grab hold of the foot, you might even twist a little bit to your left side. The more that we lunge forward, we get into that right thigh and hip flexor. We're going to slowly release, bring that foot back down to the floor. You can even big windmill of just the left arm up and around, bringing hand down to the mat here. Tuck toes. Lift that back knee. Rise to a high lunge here. Okay, then hinge forward about 45 degrees. Shifting weight into the front foot so you can step forward into chair pose. Stay in chair, breathe in. Exhale, dive out of your seat, forward fold. Let's just go ahead and do the other side. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, fold and bend, hands to the floor, hop or step back, plank, come down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, extend left leg up, bend and twist. Good hip opener there. Let's unwind so we can step left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel turns to the ground, lengthen through the torso. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, opening warrior two. Reverse the warrior, left hand up, drop left hand down behind head, point with elbow. Releasing, extend the arms, superhero landing. Right hand down to the mat. Reaching back. Dropping or bringing knee to the floor very carefully. Shifting forward. And then picking up that back foot, holding on to the foot in a bit of a twist. Let's release. Big windmill of that hand all the way down to the mat. Tuck toes, lifting the knee. High lunge here. Hinge forward about 45 degrees. Shifting weight to that front foot, we can step forward into chair pose. Let's stand up nice and tall, reaching for the sky. Exhale, bring your arms down by your side. Very nice. Go ahead and just shake that out. Lots of energy there. All right, next balancing pose here. We're going to be moving into dancer pose. All right, we're going to do a dancer pose here. So let's stand in mountain to begin. And I'll break it down for us. All right, we're putting a little softness in the knees. Shift weight into right foot. Kick left foot back like this. And then catch with the hand, this left hand, if you can, maybe the inside edge of the foot. Like so. Inside edge of the foot. Now when I do that, the leg pulls away. But you want to bring this left leg back in towards right. So the inner thighs are kind of close to one another. Then go ahead and sweep this right arm up into the air. Now it's fine to actually stay just like this, just to practice the balance. But if you're able, you're going to bend the right knee, like you're just going straight down, bend the knee. Tip over a little bit like you're pouring hot water from a kettle, tea kettle. And then extend forward with the right hand, back with the left foot. You can do that again. Bend the right knee, go down. Tip to pour water out of the kettle. And then extend, reaching out with right hand, left foot reaching back. Maybe even a little hand posture here, chin pose. It's a mudra, bringing the thumb and index finger together. We're going to release, actually rise up so the inner thighs reconnect. Right hand back up into the air. Release left foot to the floor. Both arms up into the air again. Stretch. And arms return to your side.
Alrighty, so that's dancer pose. We just added that little piece. A mudra is just a hand gesture or hand posture. And we're doing the chin mudra, which is really connection of you to the universe. All right, a little softness in the knees, shifting weight into left foot. Feel grounded, feel connected, find your core center. Let's kick the right foot back. Catch the inside edge of the right foot if you can. Outside is fine. Squeeze inner thighs towards each other. This really opens up the shoulder and chest. Left hand reaches into the air. Let's bend the left knee going straight down. Tip the tea kettle to pour the water just a little bit and extend outward, opposite directions with these free limbs. Do that again. Bend the left knee, go down. Tip the water out of the kettle. And then reach forward with left hand. We come to chin mudra. Right hand reaching, or right hand helping to kick the right foot back. And then we're going to rise up so the inner thighs meet together again. Left hand reaching up into the air. Release right foot to the floor. Right hand up into the sky. Hands to heart center. Good. Hold for a breath. Release the hands down, palms forward. Alrighty, let's do that dancer pose again, and then transition is going to be into some more balancing, okay? So this is where you want to bring in your blocks, books, or a box, or even the chair or the seat of a chair, okay? I'm going to quickly adjust my mat and then get my blocks in place, and we'll do this together, okay? So your blocks can be up front, okay? Maybe in front of the mat. You can even pull them onto the mat if you need to, and have them stacked slightly to the right side, okay? So we'll come to mountain pose. So we're going to start with that dancer pose, balancing position, okay? Softness in the knees. Shift weight into right foot. Strong core. Kick left foot back, catch the inside edge. Hug inner thighs towards center. Right hand reaching up. Nice extension there. Let's bend right knee. Tip the water out of the kettle. Extend. Do that again. Bend the knee. Tip. Extend. Chin mudra. Now, from here, we're just going to keep pouring out that water until the right hand can perhaps come down to your stacked blocks. Nice extension. Maybe up through this left leg if you're able. We're going to release it and open it up sideways to half moon. Right there. Now we're going to turn, bringing left hand down to the floor or blocks. Okay, this is some more balancing, okay? We're going to bend this left knee in the air. Bring the left knee forward, down and forward, even round the back. Kind of crouched over. The right knee is bent. I'm finding my center of gravity. Still standing and balancing on right foot. Because I'm going to release the blocks. Start to float up. Like you're just superhero taking flight. See my knee is bent, pointed toe, swing the knee out to the left side, coming to tree pose. A very dynamic and beautiful tree pose here that we did earlier. Now, as the hands come up to the sky, palms together, swing that left knee forward. Set the left foot down, hands to heart center. And then down, palms open. Doesn't that feel like a superhero? All right, let's do the other side. I really had a lot of fun putting this sequence together for you guys. All right, dancer pose, other side. Little bend of knees, shifting weight into left foot. Kick right foot back, catch the inside edge of the foot, hug inner thighs to center, find the balance. It's okay if you lose your balance, always, okay? Left hand reaching into the air, nice extension. Bend the left knee, go down. Tip the kettle. Extend, reach. Bend the left knee, go down. Tip, extend, chin pose. Mudra. Tipping the kettle so this left hand can come down to your stacked blocks. Just really extending through that lifted leg as best as you can.
This is where the blocks can really come in handy to help with this balance. Let's release that right foot, extending it straight back behind you, opening up sideways towards the right side of the room, half moon. All right, now we're going to turn and bring the right hand down to the floor or blocks. Already putting a significant bend in the standing leg, that left knee. Bend the right knee that's in the air, bring it in underneath you towards chest, creating a curved spine. Shifting weight back a bit so we're finding that center of gravity, so you're standing strongly on the left foot, so you can easily take hands off the blocks, maybe take them out to the side. We're floating up, taking flight. Right knee is still bent, reaching up into the air, going to tree pose, so right knee swings out to the side, placing foot on the inside of the standing leg. There's our tree pose. Palms to come together at the top. Swing right knee forward. Bring the foot down. Hands to heart. Down by your side. Palms open. Take a breath. Excellent. Alrighty. Now we're going to be doing something similar to that, okay? But we're going to be mixing it up a little bit and adding some more poses and more of a sequence, okay? Now keep your blocks probably near the top of the mat, not too far away from you because you'll be needing them. Alrighty. We're going to do another dancer pose, but a different transition. A little softness in the knees, right shift into right foot. Let's kick the left foot back, catch the inside edge of the foot, inner thighs connect, right hand up into the air. This is all the same. Bend of knee, tip the kettle, extend. Again, bend, tip, extend, Chin Mudra. Keep tipping. Right hand coming down to the blocks perhaps. Left leg extends. But we're going to release it and bring left toes to the floor behind you. As you rise up to a high lunge, right here. Opening now to a warrior two. This should be familiar. Right palm turns up, reach up, reverse the warrior. Right hand comes down behind head, point through elbow. Straighten the arms. Superhero landing, windmill, left hand comes to the floor, rise up on tiptoes behind you, heel lifted, right hand reaching back. Set left knee down onto the floor, shifting forward a little bit for that lunge, picking up that left foot so you can grab hold of that left foot with right hand in a bit of a twist. Getting into that left thigh when you do so. As the heel comes in close towards your buttocks there, you'll get a stretch through the hip flexor and thigh. Releasing. Windmill of that right hand up and around to the top of the mat. Tuck toes. Okay, something new here. We're going to lift the knee, shifting forward into right foot, extending the left leg up into the air as head goes down and maybe close towards shin or knee for a standing splits pose. We're going to change our standing splits to that half moon. So you might lift and extend the torso a little bit. You can also bring in those blocks again, placing right hand on those stacked blocks. Flex the left foot, keep lifting that foot up into the air, lifting the leg into the air as you now float this left arm up into the air, opening up sideways. Half moon. Bring left hand back down to the floor, a block. This is where we're bending the right knee. Bend the left knee, bring it in towards chest, rounding the spine, shifting to find center of gravity. So we can sweep the arms out to the side, standing up, flying in midair right here, coming to tree pose. Left knee swings out to the side, tree, palms together up top, swinging left knee forward, plant the foot into the ground, hands to heart, and then down by your side, palms open. Excellent. Take a moment to maybe stretch those feet. That's a lot of balancing on one foot. Good job. And we need to do the other side. Excellent. We are superheroes, being super today. Starting with our dancer pose, soft knees. I'm going to move my blocks over first. Okay? Soft knees, shifting weight into left foot. Grounded. Kick right foot back.
Catch the inside edge, hug to center. Left arm reaching into the air. Bend the left knee. Tip, extend. Bend the left knee. Tip, extend. Dancer pose. Chin mudra. Focusing forward, finding that balance. Tipping it so the left hand can come down to the floor or stack blocks. Extending that right leg up if you're able. We're going to release that foot, setting the toes down behind you into a lunge. So we can rise to our high lunge. Opening warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Left hand up, dropping left hand down behind head, pointing through elbow. Straighten the arms. Superhero landing, windmill. Right hand down to the floor. Heel lifts behind you, left hand up. There's our landing. Gently set right knee onto the floor. Shift forward to get into the lunge so you can lift that back foot, catch foot in the hand if you can. Stretching to get into the thigh, a little bit of a twist. We're going to release. Sweep with this left arm up and over to the front. Tuck toes behind you. Shift, lifting that knee, shifting weight into left foot so that right leg can sweep right up into the air. Extending through spine, tip it over for standing splits. Lifting torso a little bit, placing left hand on those stacked blocks. Extending through torso, going to half moon. So flex the right foot, lift the leg, open up sideways. Half moon. Good, let's bring the right hand back down to the floor. Bend the left knee, bend the right knee. Bring right knee in towards chest, curvature in the spine, shifting back, finding center of gravity. Core connected, be sure to, it's like cat pose, pulling belly button up towards spine. Sweep the arms out, rise up. We're still standing on that front foot. That left foot, tree pose. Right foot on the inside of the standing leg, right knee pointing to the right side of the room, arms up at an angle. Palms together, swing right knee forward. Foot comes down, hands to heart. Down by your side, palms forward. Excellent. Very dynamic sequence. Take a couple breaths as a way to congratulate yourself. You are super. All right, we're going to flow and just make our way towards the end of our practice. Great work. Mountain pose. Take a few breaths here as everything comes back to baseline. We're just making a shift in our bodies and minds. We're coming to the close of our practice. Let's take our time as we inhale and sweep the arms up into the air. Exhale, swan dive forward. Taking your time here. Inhale, lengthening halfway up. Exhale, fold and bend, hands to the ground, and step both feet back into plank pose. Finishing your push-up, come down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hold for a moment here. And we're going to make our way down to the ground. You can hop forward, cross your legs, and take a seat, or just kneel down. Take a seat in the center of your mat. Go ahead and roll down onto your back. First, just hug knees into chest. Maybe some movement here just to massage the low back a little bit. Or we're going to do a little bit more core work while we're lying down here. Now we're going to extend the left leg forward, out at an angle, maybe 45 degrees, away from the floor, pointing the toe. So the leg is lifted, pointed toe just to keep this leg active. Using the hands, just hug right knee in towards chest, maybe pointing toes. You can stay just like this. This is very active, but to get a little bit more core engagement, inhale for some length and energy. Exhale, engage belly and lift upper body up towards this right knee. You can even reach with left hand. I think it's another nice superhero style pose. We're going to relax by bringing left leg down to the floor, lie down, so head comes down to the floor. Keep hold of this right knee hugging in. We're going to half happy baby pose. So you can kind of relax here a little bit. The knee is probably drawing up directly towards chest or towards the chest or chin perhaps, but take it out to the side a little bit and feel it drawing towards your shoulder. Flex the right foot. Kick the foot up towards ceiling. We're going to half happy baby pose, which means we're just holding onto the bottom of the foot, gently pressing down. Just like happy baby, we're just doing one leg at a time. And if you can't reach the sole of the foot here, feel free just to hold on to the shin or ankle, okay? This will get into the hips a little bit. Now for a little balance, I like to take the left arm out to the left side. Just so you feel balanced, you're not going to like fall over to the right side. A couple of breaths here. Three more breaths. And we're going to just release this right foot just all the way down to the floor, arms down by your side, maybe palms up. Just relax for a moment. It'll feel like you're in Shavasana. Just for a breath or two, just help realign, relax for a moment until we get ready to engage the other side. Let's start by hugging both knees into chest. Then we'll release the right leg and extend it, keeping it floating off the ground. Maybe point your toes just to keep that leg strong and active. Both hands holding on to left knee or shin, just hugging it in a little bit. You might point those toes as well. You can certainly stay like this, or with a good exhale, lifting head and upper back up off the floor towards the knee to engage core. Maybe you can reach through the right hand. You can reach through both hands if you want. Very active. Then we're going to release the right leg down to the floor, head down to the floor. Keep hugging left knee in. You can soften here a little bit. Knee is still coming up towards chin. We're going to take it sideways out to left side. And now it feels like it's drawing towards the left shoulder. Half happy baby, flexing the foot, kicking the foot towards ceiling. Hold on to the sole of the foot or shin or ankle. Breathe. As this leg just kind of gets heavy and it sinks, getting into that left hip socket area. Right arm can extend to the right side for the stability and balance of the pose. Deep breathing here. All right, we're going to finish with a couple more hip openers, a twist, and then we'll be done. Let's go ahead and release this left foot. Legs straight out onto the floor, arms down by your side. Another preview to Shavasana. Once again, hug both knees into chest. Okay, reclining cobbler's pose. So, the soles of the feet are going to touch. Knees will just point out to the left and right sides of the room. Hold on to the feet with both hands. With a gentle pressure, heels are pressing down towards pelvis, while the knees feel like they're pushing gently forward towards the front edge of your mat. That will open up the hips. This is a more traditional way to do a reclining cobbler's pose, or reclining bound angle pose. Just two more breaths in this position, and we'll take that relaxed version. The relaxed version is keep the feet pressing together, but set the feet on the floor. You don't have to hold on to them anymore. And then you can relax here, letting the hips open. Some deep breaths. From here, we'll take it right into the twist after a couple more breaths. Imagine the formation of the body, especially through the legs. Imagine like a big picture book on your coffee table, and just a big picture book that's opened, okay? And we're going to close the book by taking the right knee, swinging it over, closing the book onto the left leg, and then extend right arm off to the right side. Okay, so both knees are pointing to the left, right arm extended out to the right for the twist. A few breaths here. 2 more breaths on this side. All right, now for the moment, keep the left leg right where it is. Don't move it. We're just going to reopen the book. So the right knee, right leg moves, opening it up, reopen the book to our reclining cobbler's pose. And then we'll close the book from the other side. So the left knee will come up and over, connecting to the right leg, and your left arm extending off to the left side of the room, spinal twist. We'll go ahead and take 2 more breaths here, completing this pose. Let's reopen the book. Keep the right leg where it is. Left knee swings open, returning to reclining cobbler's pose for a quick second. Bring both knees to center. Hug both knees into chest. Now here, just make a decision. You can actually just hold here for a few seconds, add some movement, even decide if there's any other pose you would like to do. That might even include an extended upside down pose, like shoulder stand, for example, or legs extended in the air. Or if you feel quite complete with your practice, feel free to bring the feet down to the floor and extend the legs out front, arms down by your side, for the official connection to Shavasana. So again, any extra movements that you'd like to add to help complete the practice, and when you are complete, just make your way down to this nice, comfortable lying down position. Feel free to keep eyes open with a soft gaze upward, or close your eyes and move inside. Steady the breath, relax your mind and body. Just continue to focus on your breathing, settling in. A reminder that it's perfectly fine to stay right here, even as I end the practice. Don't need to move from this relaxed posture right away. Take the time that you need, take the time that you want for this moment of restoration and relaxation. When it is time to move, and again, there's no rush to move, maybe start with some deep breaths. Just reintroduce your body to this deep breathing action. And then take 5 slow, deep breaths. And with these deep breaths, starting to feel movement return to the body. When you're ready to move, take your time. And carefully and slowly roll onto either side of your body, holding briefly in this nurturing pose. Another breath or two if you'd like. And then still moving in slow motion, just press and lift your way up. Just making your way to a seated position. Feel free to sit on a block if you have one, or a pillow or a blanket nearby. Sitting up nice and tall and proud. Lengthen spine. Relax shoulders and arms down by your side. Hold for a moment and take a breath. And then one more movement together. Inhale, extend your arms up into the air. Exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Return to stillness, taking one more breath in and out. And as we come to the close of our journey together, we bow, saying, Namaste.